It is high noon on day 8. Welcome back, my fellow friends. We are on our way to the gypsy camp. We spent the first half of the morning going around to the scientist, Dr. Cranium, to get potions. Then we went to exercise on the treadmill, which we're down to the last set of weights, by the way. If you look at our stats, our strength is nearing 360. So we're about 40 more points away from maxing the stat if it indeed caps at 400, which I can only imagine it does because that's how all the other games worked. The max stat was always plus 100 of the next game. Our climbing is up to 299 from just, climbing over the walls. We probably do want to raise this a little bit more, as well as our throwing, because that will increase our strength, our agility, vitality, and all these other stats. I also went to Arana's Peace, and at Arana's Peace we got one more mana fruit. We now have 8. We can use these sort of like mana potions if we need to, and that will help raise our spells, because the only thing that we've really raised at all is our flame dart spell. Our frostbite, we start to raise it, it's at 166. We still need some way to go on that, and of course I want to raise force bolt as well, because, well, there's nothing better than to knock things over with the force of a spell, literally speaking. Let's go say hi to the gypsies now that hopefully they're not going to kick me out, since we just saved this guy here from being burnt at a stake.
Greetings and welcome to our camp. You are a stranger no longer.
Excellent.
When you saved me from death, our lives became intertwined. Henceforth, you are to be known as a gypsy friend.
Haha.
Come now. I will take you to the leader of our camp.
I like the music. And of course, we're sneaking our way over there.
So, you are the one my son spoke of. You saved his life.
Well, I did what I could.
You also entered fearlessly into our den of wolves. You are a man of great courage. We gypsies owe you for our Davy, and I believe we will owe you for things to come. Welcome. I am the Fortuneteller.
Should I call you Fortuneteller, or do you have a name?
I will teach you a spell. It will protect you against the dead that rise again. I think you will find this most useful in your questing.
It actually will, thank you.
Gypsy Fortuneteller touches your head briefly. Magic flows through you. Now you know the aura spell.
Yes.
Now, let us learn more of you. Why have you come here, and what do you seek?
Okay, so that spell is super duper point. It's only, once again, it starts at 100, which means it'll last probably 3 seconds before dissipating. But the race that suck our health bar faster than we can blink, this spell will protect us from them. So we can now kill race. And because we can kill race, we can also work on getting the ingredients for our pie, which at the moment, basically all we have is a pie pan. Well, we have the pie pan, we have the elderberries, we do have the goo here, and because of those 3 items, the only thing we really need is bone meal to make the pie for Baba Yaga to help the jester. So we're making some good progress on that now. Hello, whoa, whoa, whoa. There's a whole lot here. First, let's greet the fortune teller.
Oh my, for an outsider, you are most polite.
Hello, my name is Devon Aidendale.
You tell the gypsies your name.
We are honored to know your name.
It is a good name, a strong name. You bear it well.
Thank you. Should we tell about or should we ask questions first? Let's go ahead and clear this line of dialogue before we, tell them about everything else. Tell about ourselves.
You tell about how you got here.
They may actually believe me, unlike everyone else.
Dark cave? You escaped from there? Ah, you are very powerful and lucky. I would guess that a summoning spell went wrong. That cave interferes with all magic around here. But it is best not to speak of that cave. Someone brought you here for some unknown purpose. Most interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting. So basically what you're telling us is that someone wanted us to be teleported not here to Mordavia, but to a more specific spot, but the cave kind of interfered with their magic, and somehow we ended up in the cave. So the nefarious people who captured us, I can only surmise that they wanted to do so much more than just see us walk out of a cave. They probably wanted to bind us or enslave us in some way, and we got lucky because their dark magic interfered with other dark magic. It's kind of wild if you think about it. Tell about so much here. Tell about the scary dream. Yeah, let's start there.
You tell her about the frightening dream.
Although last night was a good dream.
Dreams are messages. Such a message may be obscure or meaningful, depending upon the sender and the dreamer. The meaning of this dream may be clearer when you have had more of them.
And that's something we found out too. The more we sleep in front of Arana's Peace or Arana's Gardens, the more the dream seems to expand. Tell about the gnome.
You tell about the gnome and his problems.
Interesting. Baba Yaga has returned only recently to this valley. We have had scent of her to the far south, but the path to her hut is blocked by magic. You will need to find a way past that magical barrier.
Yeah, we've already done that. Tell about Baba's pie.
You tell about Baba Yaga and your search for elderberry pie.
So, the ogress is hungry, eh? That doesn't particularly surprise me.
There is an area to the southwest, on this side of the swamplands, which we avoid when hunting. There is a creature which looks like a plant, which I have seen grab a deer and drain it almost instantly of blood.
Ew.
Perhaps that is the plant you are seeking.
Yeah, that's the oogly eye plant. Hello. Tell me your name, would you?
You may call me Magda.
Magda.
That is the name I go by with you gorgeous.
Gorgio is the word we call anyone who is not a gypsy.
Now, I can't confirm this or not, but I really feel like the voice actress who did Magda here is two different voice actresses, because that accent she just gave us was totally different from the accent she was talking to us earlier. But then again, if you've listened to some of my playthroughs, you know that I am not someone to cast stones when it comes to voice acting, so it's all good. I like it. Tell me about, well, we asked about the name. Helping Rusalka. Now, Piotr told us, you know, there is one for which I weep. Go find the gypsies and have them tell you about how to help the Rusalka. So let's ask her about it. How can we help the Rusalka?
The Rusalka of the lake near here has been dead for many, many years. You cannot bring her back to life, but you can free her spirit.
And how do I do that?
Our legends tell of the way to free the spirit of one who was murdered. First, she must know who she was and remember how she died. Then you must take the hair of the dead woman and weave it into a broom. You beat the broom 3 times upon the murderer's grave, and he will come forth. This act can be very dangerous. Now, if the ghost of the murderer rises, it will attack you. So you must be ready to destroy it. The last thing you must do is to give the spirit that which she truly desires. Then, at last, her spirit will be freed, and she will rest.
And because it's a ghost we're dealing with, I can only imagine we had to do that at night. Tell me about Baba Yaga.
There are many legends about that ogress. We gypsies avoid her when we can. She is dangerous to enemies. and she takes offense easily.
Yeah, I know.
She has her hut to the south. There is some sort of magic hiding the pathway there. Her only weakness is her love of food. Be careful if you need to approach her.
Yes, we know that already. Tell me about yourself.
I have been gifted by true sight and foreknowledge. These are gifts with knife edges. Oh, I have seen my own death, and knew my true love's death the day I met him. Still, it is most useful. I will read your fortune in the cards, if you wish. You have only to cross my palm with silver. So much for the legends about werewolves, huh? Or at least a coin of value.
Excellent, so she can tell the
But
future.
I warn you, no future is fixed. What the cards show of the future can happen, but only if you take the actions to create this future. And it is not easy to determine what those actions are, dear. Such is life.
Such is life. Tell me about the valley.
This valley has always been a nexus of power. Magic is very strong here. My people for generations come here to renew and strengthen their ties to the mystical ways. My dear, we are not the only ones drawn by this power. The magician Irana created a magical refuge here. Others, more dark, were drawn here as well. Oh, be wary and watchful at all times here. The magic of this land has become twisted, and there are many dangers around you. Oh.
Got it. Tell me about magic.
There are many places and things of magic around here, and I am certain you will come across them in your travels.
What do you know of Ravana?
Irana was a powerful magician who came from this area. There is a garden in the forest which she created. Oh, it is such a place of safety for all who visit there. It is said that her final resting place is near here as well. Her staff stands in the town and protects those within the walls from outside harm.
Really good person. Tell me about the dark ones.
There are some things about which even I dare not speak.
I understand.
Even thinking about such creatures attracts them. Let us hope that you never need know of such matters.
Yeah, I have a feeling we're going to know. Let's see, Valley werewolves. I hear a lot of talk about werewolves, but y'all are just shape changers. Are you actually werewolves, or do you use magic to change like the leopardmen from Tarna?
Creatures of the night, shapeshifters, skin changers. We are man or beast by our own will. To run on four legs, to howl at the moon, to chase the terrified prey through the hills. This is what it is to be truly alive. Oh! Oh, the legend of the werewolf is but a folk tale. We change our shape when we choose, not because the moon is in some silly phase. We are the beast with the mind of a man, and a man with the mind of a beast. It is not normally our way to speak so freely to outsiders. So why do I say so much to you? Because you need to know we are not your enemies. You have too many questions that cannot be answered, and your ignorance may be your doom. There is much to you. Your actions to come will affect us all. Do not doubt it. Therefore, I will speak honestly and openly on what I can. Now, I can see by your eyes that our future is linked to you, for weal or woe.
That reminds me a lot of a book I read by Jim Butcher, the Dresden series. It's not the first book, but I think it's the second book, there's werewolves. And the way she described werewolves reminded me of that. It's an amazing series. If you like fantasy, the Jim Butcher Dresden series is absolutely fantastic. Just don't watch the TV show because it just doesn't do it justice, unfortunately. Which is a shame because I really like the TV show, but it's not the books. So hello, can you tell me your name?
You can call me Davy.
Hi, Davy. It's nice to meet you.
Names are very important. Davy is my name to outsiders. I also have a gypsy name and a true name. True names are not given lightly.
In some magical circles, true names hold power. If someone knows your actual name, they can control you. That's another thing that Dresden did really well, is a couple times in the books they make mention of, you know, this idea of having a true name.
Gypsies never ask others for their names. Never say your true name. Never speak the true name of another. To say another's true name aloud gives you power over him, if you are indeed more powerful. Otherwise, it gives him power over you.
Tell me about werewolves.
We gypsies are not werewolves. We are shape-shifters. We take on the form of wolves for hunting.
And what of the gypsies?
We are roving traders. Our home is our wagon and campfire. We would have left this valley long ago if the flooding had not washed away the road and filled the mountain pass with swamp.
Tell me about the pass.
The road from the town used to lead to the pass to the southwest. That was the only way in and out of this valley.
And the swamp?
The swamp is an ill place, and we gypsies stay far from it.
How did you get captured exactly?
I was borrowing some corn from the corn stalks outside the town when the burgomeister and some townsmen came from the gate. I moved behind the corn stalks to stay out of their way. They looked to be heading to the graveyard. Then, one of them pointed at me and shouted, and suddenly, they all grabbed me. I had no chance to run. I had no idea what was going on. I knew gypsies were disliked in the village, but I did not know we were so feared.
Well, unfortunately, the town here, they're suspicious of everyone. So if I give you a coin, will you tell my future?
Now, you listen to the words of an old gypsy fortune teller. You will initiate this reading of the cards. The shuffling and cutting attunes the cards to those vibrations which surround you. You do not control the cards, nor do I. It is the cards which show what they choose to show. I will reveal to you the meanings of the cards. It is up to you to interpret how they affect you. You may reveal the first card.
I remember when I was younger playing this game for the first time, and this right here was probably my favorite part of the game. To just come every single day to get a reading to try to figure out more of the game's lore and backstory and history. This is a really cool idea what they did here. First card is the Knight of Swords.
The first card is the significator. It is the symbol of the subject of the reading. This is the Knight of Swords. This card represents a person who is courageous and skilled. This is one who holds the ideal of chivalry and goodness. One who is willing to face death gladly, to uphold what he knows is right and true. This card clearly represents you, and therefore this reading is about you. The cards which surround the significator represent the influences which affect your current situation. This next card represents something from the distant past which is relevant to the here and now. Turn over this card and reveal the influence of your past.
I like how she talked about us as being honorable and good. You know, we've wrestled with the idea of being a thief for so long, and to hear ourselves be called someone who is honorable despite our initial upbringing is really nice. Very cool. The Upside Down High Priestess.
This card is the High Priestess. It is inverted, which means the meanings too are turned upside down. The High Priestess is some woman of your past. She is a person of selfishness and passion. Someone who seems to be very powerful, but her knowledge is limited by her own conceit. Turn over the next card to reveal more of this individual.
So who do we know from our distant past where there was a woman who fit that description? I'm striking out on that because in Quest for Glory 1, the only real villain was Baba Yaga. So is this card about Baba Yaga, or is there someone else from our past that we're not sure of? That is the 4 of Coins.
The 4 of Coins. Now that is the card of the miser. This woman of your past has power, but uses it selfishly. This is a person who cares only of her own needs and wants, and does not care what she does or how she influences others.
Sounds a lot like Baba Yaga.
This person is one who, as long as you satisfy her needs and vanity, will be willing to aid you, providing it does not require any amount of effort on her part. However, if you act against her, her vengeance will be swift and violent. This is not a person to disregard, and she plays an important part in the events around you. Reveal the next card, something of the more recent past, which has consequences in the present.
So it does sound a lot like Baba Yaga. I don't know if it is Baba Yaga or not, but if I had to guess based on those descriptions, I would say that's Baba Yaga. The inverted King of Coins.
This is the inverted King of Coins. This is an old and vicious man, someone who is willing to use any means to attain his desires. Someone who is dangerous and cannot be trusted or underestimated. Reveal the next card that we may learn more of this person.
The Devil.
The Devil. This is indeed an ill omen. This person is influenced by black magic, a man of power and dark desires. Yet the devil is a sign of bondage and subservience, and this person has faced unexpected failure of some sort. This is someone of great evil, someone who cannot be trusted. This is one who will bear you ill will, yet is somehow prevented from harming you or gaining his revenge, for now. Should he gain his freedom, this man will seek to destroy all which stands between his goals and himself. Turn over the next card to reveal a surrounding influence.
I don't need to tell you who this person is, right? I mean, this sounds a lot like Ad Avis. Question though is, she said that Ad Avis can't hurt us. Why? When he was falling off the balcony, he mentioned, save me, master. Is his master somehow preventing him from lashing out at us? And why would the master stop his vengeance? Interesting. The Queen of Cups.
Ah, the Queen of Cups. Again, there is a female influencing your present. This is a woman of wisdom and love. She is kind, generous, and virtuous. Let us see what next the cards reveal of this person.
Okay. Can't read that.
The star.
Star.
It is a symbol of hope and spiritual influence. Now, this is a woman in touch with her magical nature. She is gentle and loving, yet there is great strength within. This is a woman who generates hope and help through her actions. The next card reveals the overriding influence upon the future.
Okay, so there's two possibilities with this card here. This card could either be, I mean, you just have to think about, you know, how many women are in our situation right now that have helped us in some way. The first woman who helped us in this game, really, if you think about it, is Arana. You know, Arana, her garden in the first game gave us the calm spell, and she seems to be communicating with us in our dreams, and we just learned that dreams are like messages that are being sent. The second woman who this could be is Katrina, because Katrina does know magic. I mean, she gave us a spell called Frostbite, and she has, you know, been there for us and given us healing potions when we're hurt. So this could be Katrina, or it could be Arana. I'm not sure which. Probably one of the two. Queen of Swords.
Ah, the Queen of Swords. She is a woman of wit and skill, yet she has suffered through terrible hardship, and she is marked by her suffering. Oh, she faces her sorrows bravely, but with a deep, deep loneliness. The next card will tell us more about her.
Yes, please do, because that makes me think that this may be Arana, and this may be Katrina. The Moon, I think.
The Moon. It is the card of deception. This woman is a deceiver, or is deceived by her own beliefs. This card also reveals the magical nature of the woman. This is the strength which sustains her. Oh, she is either surrounded by false friends or seeks to betray you herself. She is the victim or the villainess. The final card will reveal the influence which will most affect you.
Okay, that doesn't sound like Arana. Which, yeah, so either Arana is sending us false messages and is trying to trick us somehow, or this is Arana and this is Katrina, and Katrina is trying to trick us somehow. Or this is someone who we haven't met or may not be in my mind at the moment. I love this. This is just, this right here is, oh, I love this so much.
The Void. About this card, I will not speak. I must meditate upon its meaning. This tableau shows the influences surrounding you. These people will affect your life for weal or for woe. It is up to you to determine how and what effect they will have upon you. That is all that the cards and I can reveal at this time. Make what you will of your fortune. I will speak no more of it.
Well, thank you. So once again, it looks like we have Baba Yaga in distant past. Then we ran into Ad Avis, so it's Quest Glory 1, Quest Glory 2. And then we have either Arana and Katrina, or Katrina and Arana. One of the women are betraying us. So either Arana is sending us false dreams, or Katrina isn't who she pretends to be. Anything else? Nothing here? Nothing here? Say goodbye.
You say goodbye.
Ah, you weary of talk? Good. You are a guest with us tonight. Let us join the others for food, drink, and dance, huh?
Let's party.
I hope you will enjoy the hospitality of my people.
Oh, I didn't cast any spells
You
though.
spend the evening in the joyful company of the gypsies.
Oh, no, I want to use up my magic.
The gypsies seem to have gone all out to make you welcome in their camp. You've eaten a rich, spicy stew with no garlic,
Woohoo!
with fresh bread, and plenty to drink. Now it's time to relax and enjoy.
Oh, well, I missed my chance to cast spells, but...
Come, Is she not beautiful? Ah, why do you hesitate? Go, join in the dance!
Come on, Devon. Come on, Devon, dance. There you go. Use that fast walking. Whoa! I got slobbered.
After hours of carousing with the gypsy wolves, you find yourself curling up into a comfortable position near the fire pit and sinking into a deep and dreamless sleep.
Well, no scary nightmares tonight. We know how to free the Rusalka by using the handheld broom and some hair. And we can come here every single morning and get another reading of our fortune.
I had a vision of you again last night. I saw you walking by a lake. A woman rose from it and reached for you. I tried to yell to you, "Beware, Rusalka!" but you could not hear. Yet you kneeled beside the lake and spoke and laughed with her. I was amazed, for even the things of the dead can call you friend. I do not know the meaning of this. I only know that I dreamt true. You are a most remarkable man.
So every single day that we come here, she'll tell us something new that she had a vision of, and that will help us, be able to complete quest. Hello.
It is a real pleasure to speak with you again.
So just like Dr. Cranium, how you had to see him every day and every single day, you can tell him more about Spielberg, Shapir, Tarna, Mordavia, Samaria. Eventually you get to a point where he stops telling you new things, which is where we're at. So going to see Dr. Cranium, the only reason we're going there is just to get potions. Traveling to the Gatekeeper and Olga back and forth. The whole reason we did that is try to get them back together, and now they are back together, so we don't need to do that anymore. The Adventurers Hall, exercising every day, we basically have completed that as well. So the only things that we really need to do now as part of a time delay event is to come see her, to hear visions and get fortune tellings, and sleep in Arana's peace. Beyond that, we're free to, do whatever else we need to do. But those are the two things we need to do every single day. We need to come here to get a reading of our future, and we need to sleep at Arana's peace. And by the way, I may want to check the castle as well, see if we can find Katrina. Tell about our past.
You tell about some of your adventures.
Ah, you tell strange stories, but I can sense that you speak true. You have lived the most exciting life. I do not think this valley will be the same when you leave.
Anything new? Visions.
I have always had dreams and visions. Some of these are true events. Some are only what could be true. These visions are, like most dreams, clouded in mists. Their meanings, too, are very shadowy. If you wish to learn of your future, allow me to look into the cards. You have only to give me a crown, and I will give you a reading, huh?
That's no problem, we have plenty of money. Tell me about the undead.
Many are the kinds of the dead which do not rest. Some are harmless, some most helpful, but most are extremely dangerous. Some, like the Rusalki, are victims of crimes. Others, like the Wraiths, are the spirits of criminals who cannot rest. But most powerful and fearsome of all are the Nosferatu, the vampires.
The vampires. Tell me about the Rusalki.
The Rusalki are the spirits of drowned maidens. Some are the victims of accidents, and others were the victims of murderers. They retain their physical bodies and try to drown all.
I'm sorry about that. All who approach them. Tell me about the race.
A wraith is a spirit who cannot rest because of greed. They refuse to leave behind their possessions, and so hunt the sight of those objects.
God, the way she said that was
If you travel
awesome.
by night, you sometimes can see a mound of rocks where no rocks were by daylight. This is the burial mound of a wraith. Avoid it, for the Wraith will try to draw their life from you if you get too close.
Well, before we avoided them, but now we have the aura spell, we will be seeking fights. Tell me about the vampires.
The Nosferatu, the undead which feed upon the blood of living things. If a man is drained unto death by a vampire, he will rise from his grave as a revenant, hungering for the taste of human flesh.
Yeah.
If a vampire shares its own blood with its victim, the victim will rise from the grave as a slave of its vampire creator. It too will be a vampire, but it must obey the commands of its master, and cannot harm its master directly. Sometimes the sharer of vampire blood is not drained entirely by the master vampire. Thus, he can continue to live until struck down by a natural death. Then he will rise from his grave.
Freaky. Tell me about the castle.
The old rulers of this land, the boyars of the castle, were the Borgov family. They ruled this land for as long as my people remember. The last boyar was a strange man, so it is said. What became of him, I do not know. Only that the son left the valley in shame and horror. When we heard rumors that Borgov Castle was again inhabited, we brought our wagons to Mordavia. We thought perhaps the old boyar's son had returned, and we could trade with him again. We met with the gatekeeper, who said that the Borgov family was dead. Oh, the castle was now owned by a distant cousin who promised to protect this valley as a true boyar. So we did some trading with the gatekeeper, but never saw signs of this Borgov cousin. Soon after this, the rain started to fall, and we were trapped here.
Very well. Anything new, Davy? Dancer.
Ah, the one who danced with you upon your last visit? The one who is lovely, lively, and, more than a handful? She is my mate.
Oh,
and
great.
we wolves mate for life.
See you again. Devon Aidendale, just a lonely adventurer hero. Tell me about hunting.
Last night we were hunting far to the south. I heard a voice call out a command. Bushes here, disappear. The voice had the fur on the nape of my neck up on end, so I did not investigate further.
Sounds like Baba Yaga.
Hunting in Mordavia is always an interesting experience.
Yeah, it's probably Baba Yaga, you know, going back home. What do you know of the forest?
I have run in this forest for many years, and I know my way around. The forest is a very different place at night. It is a very dangerous place to travel if you are not a wolf.
And let's give a crown to Magda, and let's
The
get
cards have
the
again
next
been
reading.
shuffled and cut. So reveal now the subject of this reading.
Card number 1, the King of Coins, inverted.
This reading is of the ill-omened man, and now we shall learn more of his purpose and past. The next card you turn shall show the distant past.
And we believe this is Ad Avis. Queen of Swords, the one who could betray us.
The Queen of Swords. Interesting. Sometime in the past, this man has met the mystery lady of your present. He may have been betrayed by her, or perhaps he is the betrayer of the lady. The next card shall reveal her influence.
What is that?
Ah, the magician. The woman of mystery has magic also. One is the teacher of the other.
Ooh.
The order of the card suggests it is the woman who was the master, and the man her apprentice. The events you face now, obviously, began in the dark past. Let us learn now of the more recent one.
Alright, so this kind of worries me here because if the woman is the teacher of the man, and the man is Ad Avis, and we know that Ad Avis has a master, that means the teacher is also probably the master? So that means either Ivana is alive and is doing some weird stuff, or Katrina is doing some weird stuff. This is not the cards we want to see. Let's move on. The Knight of Swords, that's us.
Aha, this is your own influence upon the man. It seems you were as important to his history as he was to your own. Now, let us see the manner in which you affected him.
We kind of killed him. Death, yep.
Death, the card of transformation. You are the agent of this man's failure and loss. You altered his life irrevocably. Even if you destroyed him, my dear, he still influences the present. That the cards chose to reveal information about him shows that he is again a player in the game of your life. What next can we learn of this one, huh?
So we are now 100% basically confirming that this inverted King of Coins is indeed Ad Avis, because we just said we killed him and the card she threw was death. Yeah, that's guaranteed that this is Ad Avis. The Eight of Swords.
In the present, the Eight of Swords. This is the card of conflict and domination. The last card which crossed this man was also a symbol of bondage. He is somehow a prisoner or an unwilling accomplice of another. Let us see if the cards will explain further this relationship.
The Five of Clubs.
This is the card of conflict and struggle. This man does not take his bondage lightly. Now, let's see what the cards show of his hopes and desires.
The Chariot.
The Chariot represents triumph and vengeance. There is a strong need to gain control of the situation, of his life. He may seek escape, but escape is clearly not enough. Let us see in what way he may triumph.
The Devil. Again.
Oh, this time the devil is inverted. The meanings may differ, but this is a card that bodes no good whichever way it lies. Your man clearly seeks release, but with that freedom, he will also seek revenge. Whatever or whoever binds him now cannot contain him forever. He will seek his revenge, and you will need to be wary. You will face him again in a struggle to the death. Now let us reveal the card that rules over the past and the present.
So it looks like Ad Avis will be someone that either we kill or he'll kill us.
Oh,
Again, the Void.
dark card of the Void. The influence of the Dark One overshadows all. No more shall be revealed, nor shall things be spoken at this time. The cards have spoken. The reading is done. The cards have spoken, and that is all I will say about them now. If you wish to learn more, come another time.
Okay, so if we try to give her this coin,
Forgive me. A reading takes a good deal of magic from me. I can only do this once a day.
we have to come back another time. We will continue to come back, don't worry. I want to hear more of this story. Say goodbye.
You say goodbye.
May the wind be in your face and the hunting good.
And off we go. Where are we headed? We are headed first to Arana's Peace. And then after Arana's Peace, we are going to head to... Head where? To the Veselka? Oh, there's a bunny chasing us. Of course there's a bunny chasing us. I love the music. I think this is Arana's Peace. No, that's the cemetery. We do need to go inside the crypt soon, though. That is something I definitely need to do. Did we get the key from Igor yet? I don't remember. One of the kings opens door to Dr. Cranium. Borgar's crypt. Yes. The Adventurers Guild. Okay, we have the key to the crypt. So we don't need to cast open spell. We don't need to pick the lock. We can just go right in through the front door. Let us fetch. And let us change so we don't accidentally use that fruit, which is very easy to do. And we'll go to the Veselka at the lake. And that is my next thing that I want to take care of. I want us to free the Veselka now that we know how. As a wyvern, please get away from the wyvern. I do not want to fight a wyvern. I do not want to be poisoned. Can we run? Please, I just don't want to fight this fight. Thank you. And of course, this is taking us to the castle. We were one screen away from the Veselka, and then the wyvern showed up.
Welcome again. It is so good to speak with you as always. The woods around here seem almost frightening at times. When you arrive, I know it is only my imagination that makes me nervous.
Nervous. Let's go ahead and say hello to the gatekeeper.
Good day and welcome back.
How's it going with you and your wife?
You know, it is nice to be able to snuggle with my Olga again on these cold nights. Thank you for getting us back together.
Sure thing. I'm happy to hear that. Say goodbye.
Farewell.
If you're wondering, no, nothing really happens as, you know...
Goodbye and good travels.
Nothing really happens in respect to, you know, what do you get when you get them back together? You don't always need to get something to do the right thing. You know, the fact that we got them back together is a reward in itself. And that's something I believe in.
Phew.
Looks like we dodged a monster, although that hawk is chasing us. I hate the hawk. Comes through with this screech. It's like, screech! I'm like, ah! It's the ultimate jump scare. Thank you for watching this video. Feel free to comment on what you saw and what you would like to see next. I always love to hear your thoughts. Please be sure to like and subscribe for more. Also, please do not forget, you matter. You are brilliant and you are loved. And you should always remember to be true to yourself. Don't let the world tell you any different. Much love to you from your friendly feathered flightless bird. Till next time.